Sonic Frontiers is an incredibly special game to me, and I think one of the things that makes it so appealing to my stupid little reptile brain is the vast amount of hidden secrets and discoveries that players have found over the past few years of it being released. There is a lot to dig into this game whenever you really look into it. Like how there was a whole original ending that had to get cut and then was kinda revised for the Final Horizon update. There's also some scrapped remnants of gameplay features that you can find, like Supersonic's drift animation that plays when you press the left trigger and turn somewhere, but yet it doesn't actually even do anything. Oh, and this is a great one. This weird rock in Chaos Island that I found that has its texture stretched out. Also this piece of debris that isn't modeled on one side in the Switch version. But my personal favorite discovery is actually one that I found myself while messing around with all the settings in the game. It's not really this super underground discovery that goes undocumented, no. People have already made videos about it, but I didn't watch a damn YouTube video, okay? I discovered this shit on my own, and it felt awesome. So I'm kind of riding the high off of that a little bit. Yes, my peeps, I am talking about the secret sounds of Sonic Frontiers. But how do you hear these life-changing .wav files? Well, the magic happens when you go to the volume slider and turn the music all the way off. And that's kinda it. Look, dude, I love the soundtrack of Sonic Frontiers, okay? Those metalcore songs, oh my God, dude. Kellen Quinn has the voice of an angel. But Sonic Team has implemented so many different soundscapes that really get you immersed in the environment of the Starfall Islands. Yet, almost all of it is completely drowned out by Tomio Itani and his team's masterworks. But these hidden sounds do such a good job at really grounding you into these landscapes. It feels like nature is standing still as you explore the remnants of a time long past and reclaimed by nature. I think the most obvious thing to point out is Sonic's footsteps. Sonic and feet just go hand in hand, you know? I'm not keeping that in the fucking video. Sonic's steps have a different sound based on the terrain he's stepping in, which is fucking obvious. But look, this is my video. If I want to talk about Sonic's feet, I'm gonna talk about Sonic's feet, alright? Just let me have my fix, man, okay? I am passionate about Sonic's feet. The challenge markers also make a sound too. Even different signs make different sounds. Okay, you know, I would love to show you, but these damn Coco are making it difficult. Some of these enemies I've noticed also make this weird kick drum sound. It's so subtle and really hard to make out, but I'll try boosting it for you. Weird, right? Oh, and just listen to the environment. Okay, I can't with these fucking Coco! Okay, I've had some breaths, I've meditated, and I installed a code that gets rid of the Coco, so we're okay now. The environments when you stand still are so immersive. You can almost feel the wind blowing on you as you hear it in-game. And the sounds of the wave crashing and the crickets singing amongst the serene stage of a beautiful, lush landscape really make this game feel stellar. The sounds of the waterfalls and the streams are really nice, too. Although the audio tries to be third-dimensional and positions itself relative to where the camera is, so it does this flip-flop between your ears in some scenes, and it feels kind of disorienting.
Are you trying to figure out the mysteries about these ruins too? It's kind of spooky everyone seems to be gone, huh?
The technology of the ancients exceeds our modern understanding.
Sometimes the rain will come in, and you get to hear it hitting the ground. Even Sonic's footsteps sound different when it's raining. Why do I keep talking about his feet? I'm so sorry. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just obvious at this point. I mean, some things you can hear just fine even without the music playing, like Sonic's sound effect when running through bushes. Or the sound of him running on this metal here. I actually really enjoyed this one. However, back to the more hidden details, I already explained when you stand still you can start to hear crickets and other creatures screaming their little hearts out in the night. But when you stand near some trees instead, you get to hear birds, implying that they're hanging out in their little nests and just yapping away up there. And that's about all there is I could find that's unique to Kronos Island. It's a really solid introduction to the vibes of this game without its music. And it's honestly really peaceful, because despite Sonic being the only character you see actually traversing here, the sounds of the birds and the other wildlife make the scenery feel calming, and like you're not in this alone. Unlike Ares Island, because holy shit, it's just a completely different vibe altogether. And it makes you realize just how scary Sonic's situation actually is. When you're out in the open, you just hear some wind and some heat rising. There isn't really any wildlife to be heard when all you can see is sand. But when you're near a canyon? I don't know about you, but that sounds kind of creepy. A little bit. The atmosphere really makes you feel isolated and lonely. But yet, when you do finally encounter something you can interact with, it sees you as a threat and wants you dead. Oh yeah, and that can happen sometimes, just don't worry about it. The cave system in Ares has got to be a contender for the spookiest place Frontiers as a whole has to offer. First off, every sound effect Sonic usually makes, like running or jumping, gets a heavy reverb applied to it, just to emphasize how huge these empty and gigantic ancient-made caverns are. But there's this one giant room only inhabited by one enemy, and just listen. It's such a strange, mechanical noise. It almost sounds like it's powering something, but without really any clues as to what it means. On top of being alone in this giant labyrinth, it's kind of terrifying. I genuinely got chills when I discovered this. When I moved on to the little desert grassland, things felt a lot less chilling. You could actually hear birds and other wildlife again. It basically just sounded like Kronos already does. The sound of this robot dispensing its balloons makes my brain tingle funny. I hate this fucker though. And that caps out Ares Island, and things get a little bit better from here. Chaos Island has... Okay, bro did not sound like he was getting burned alive there. He sounded like he was just kind of putting his hand on a hot stove. Anyway, the wind sound effects amp up pretty hard here, which helps sell the fact that Chaos Island is really high up in the sky. Which is something I did not actually know about on my first playthrough, I'm gonna be honest. I just thought it was kind of foggy for some reason. The mechanical bird enemy thingies also make a pretty unique sound too. Of course, there's this lava sound, you can't forget that. But this is just kind of what you would expect in literally any video game. I don't know why I'm pointing all this basic shit out. Oh, this is unique to Chaos Island. You can actually hear thundering and lightning crackling far removed from you in the environment. I think that's a really thoughtful touch for the scenery. This is an old battleground after all. But to be honest, there wasn't really anything too special I could find in Chaos Island. Sonic, what the fuck was that? And that kind of covers everything noteworthy I was able to find on my own. I searched through Rhea and Uranus, but since they're just cut off parts of Kronos, they didn't really have anything new worth sharing regarding any unique island sound design. But weirdly enough, it's on Rhea where I discovered that Sonic's climbing state has a sound. Which implies that he's not so much climbing it more than he is fucking magnetized to it or some shit. Which I guess makes sense, but if he's not even holding his body weight on something with his own strength, then why is he acting like he's struggling so damn much? I guess now would be a good time to start talking about stuff you can find just about anywhere in the game, not exactly really island-specific stuff. Like when I was running around and discovered that the Elder Coco actually has a noise when you stand close to him. Kinda sounds like wind chimes. Which got me thinking, wait, does the Hermit have a noise too? And he does! It's even different. Being the Cat's fishing minigame doesn't really have anything new going on here. You can listen to the egg memos without any music if you so please, but the fishing itself feels hollow? It just really goes to show that music can really change the vibe of anything on screen. Does not matter what it is. Ironically enough, the sound memories have a sound- Ironically enough, the sound memories have a sound that you can't otherwise hear. Don't know how that fucking happens, but okay. But what about the most original part of the game? Cyberspace. Well, unfortunately, much like most of cyberspace itself, there wasn't really a lot of care or attention put into it. Not that it matters, because the music is the best part. Why would you not want to hear that? But compared to the open zones here, things that would usually have a sound like water just doesn't in cyberspace. You could say it's because it's digital and fake and pulled from his dreams, which yeah, you could, but do you need to say that? Do you? The only solely unique sounds to cyberspace are these enemies, which I'm pretty sure are just ripped from Generations, much like most of the level design. But cool thing alert, pay attention! The gold portals make a sound! It's really nice too. It sounds like a tear in the air of cyberspace. And one last thing that I failed to mention are the Titan fights. These fights are easily the highlight of Sonic Frontiers, and honestly even the Sonic series as a whole. Undefeatable has stepped up to the plate as one of the most iconic Sonic songs ever made, which is something that no other Sonic song has managed to accomplish since Sonic Adventure 2. This song, along with all the other ones in the other fights, are so good that they carry the moments that they're playing in, because without them, it's a little underwhelming. kinda unsettling too. But that seems to be a running theme with this game, but that's about as much time as I dedicated to finding out cool sounds in this game. There was a lot more than I thought there would be put into certain aspects of the sound design, on top of other things as well, not related to this video. This game is just so detailed. It's amazing. And it really makes me wonder if any of the other Sonic games have sound design similar to Frontiers, like maybe even Shadow Generations? But that's something I'm going to let you discover for yourself. Because that's half the fun of experimenting with these games, right? Discovering something you didn't know existed yourself and really feeling like you found something a lot of people don't actually know about. But I don't know, if I run out of ideas, I might make a video like the hidden sounds of Shadow Generations wow video, but I already gave you the idea, so how about you just do it yourself before I do it, you know? Still, just whatever, I don't care. And if for some reason you don't want to make a cool discovery for yourself, then this guy has done it for you and made videos about these sounds in Sonic Frontiers, and they go into so much more detail than I ever could, so please give that a watch and discover what they put in there. And that basically covers everything. If you liked what you saw in this video, then please leave a like and even consider subscribing, maybe? And I'm always working on something, always, so if you want updates on what I'm working on or what I'm doing, you can follow my Blue Sky, or you can check my community tab in my channel. Every link is in the description, obviously, you know how it goes at this point. And I'll see you around. Thanks for watching!